County before. I'm prepared to work hard. My staff are. And I would like to think that the players are. They know it's not right, and we're having a few arguments and a few ups and downs, but there's the challenge for us, and we'll get on with it to the best of our ability.
Born late of Newport County. Cardiff City manager Len Ashurst was delighted to swap 3 of his players for these 2, and both go into City's lineup at home to Barnsley tomorrow. Meanwhile, at Somerton Park, the 3 Cardiff City players who moved to Newport County yesterday in the 5-player swap deal, where no transfer money was involved, Taki Mikulev, Lewis and Lyndon Jones, were greeted by manager Colin Addison at their first training session this morning with their new club. It was to prove to be the highest scoring match in Wales this season. The goal rush began in the 8th minute with Tony Reid netting for County. The smooth build-up deserved that kind of finish. But after 23 minutes, Wigan, who contributed to the entertaining afternoon in full measure, were awarded a penalty when Lyndon Jones brought down John Butler right on the edge of the area. It was not a decision which pleased the crowd, but the referee was right. Lynn Jones in the Newport goal had no chance with a spot kick. The scoreline remained at 1-1 as the second half got underway, but it only took 4 minutes for Newport to restore their lead. John Lewis, the man who did it for County. A real end-to-end sort of game which thrilled the crowd, and it was the fighting qualities of Wigan which deservedly got them on level terms. A deflection off a County defender, but the goal is credited to Steve Walsh. It's 2-2 with half an hour to go. Then came a thrilling period of play when striker John Aldridge stabbed home from close range. Newport County 3, Wigan Athletic 2. On loan from Stoke City, Neville Chamberlain made ground down the left, and his cross is driven home by Aldridge once again. The score's now 4-2 to Newport County, but Wigan refused to give up. Their substitute David Lowe easily sliding the ball past Glyn Jones in the County goal. But Chamberlain on Newport's left flank was in irresistible form, and from his pinpoint cross, Aldridge gets Newport's 5th and hat-trick to the jubilation of the County players and supporters.
Is that a goal? It is, yes indeed. What a terrible mistake there. Terrible mistake there by Argyle. Andy Rogers, in fact, letting Chamberlain dispossess him. Chamberlain knocked the ball into the centre. So it'll be Lee Cooper with the corner kick. Oh, he tries a short one. That's quite clever. Nisbet tries the shot. Couldn't get the way through. But Argyle still on the attack. Giselle picking up the ball. Knocks it to Rogers. Can Rogers turn inside? That one looks a bit optimistic, but he's well placed to try volley shot. Oh, that must be a penalty, surely! And the crowd really don't like that. Kevin Hodges appeared to be upended, and the referee waving play on. Hodges on the right wing. Still Argyle. Nisbet breaking forward into the box. Hodges again, tries an effort. What a beautiful goal! A beautiful goal by Argyle. Lovely break down the right. And that lob by Hodges, perfectly timed. The goalkeeper, Mark Kendall, standing no chance at all. Oh dear, another disastrous mistake. Yes, it's Ulrich who puts the ball home. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. The crowd just can't believe that. Another appalling mistake by the Plymouth Argyle defence. And John Aldrich, the man who got 2 goals in their win at Newport County, gets what could be the winner here. It's now Plymouth Argyle 1, Newport County 2. Throw in to be taken by Nisbet. Staniforth there. Hint of a foul. Staniforth did well to get that ball in the penalty box. Can Hodges... Oh, that must be a penalty! Yes, it is. Hodges was the man who went down there. And here we are in the It looks to be the closing seconds of the match. Referee Darryl Reeves awarding a penalty. In fact, it was Mr. Reeves who disallowed what seemed to be a good penalty in the first half. And the final irony, it's Tommy Tynan, the man who might be moving to Newport County, who can in fact get the goal there for Plymouth Argyle. It's the referee with a whistle and his lips. There we are, the final score here at Home Park. Plymouth Argyle 2, Newport County 2. Two appalling mistakes by the Argyle defence. But in the end, Tommy Tynan, the man who might be moving to Newport County, gets the penalty right in the closing seconds there to earn Argyle a replay at Newport County on Tuesday evening.
John Aldridge, sold to Oxford for £70,000, made a spectacular return to Somerton Park with a goal which came in the 20th minute. The third division leaders then brought out a magnificent save from Mark Kendall, which otherwise would have put the game out of County's reach. County got back on level terms 7 minutes from the end of the half. Roy Carter's looping header finding the net.
Well, before the end of the season, we were planning in looking at players in preparation for this new season, of course, and it's been a very busy summer.
Surely the eyes of Wales are going to be on Newport County because you're the only one of our 4 league clubs that's going into the new season with a brand new side.
Well, that's nice if they are. Let's hope that they are looking on, and let's hope that they do see good things. As I've just said, 5 players is virtually half a team, half a side. It may take a little time to gel. I'm not making that sound as if we want time or I'm appealing for time. What I am saying is, I think, to supporters and people outside of Newport or in Wales or in South Wales who are looking at our progress this season, especially with all these new players, is to be patient, because it's a good word, it's a hard word, that. It's a hard word to accept in full, though. But as I say, with the likes of Kevin Kent, Neville Chamberlain coming back, the experience of Tony Pulis, of Gary Emanuel, Mick Saxby, I feel we have a nice blend there, but let's just hope it's not too long in gelling, if that's the right word.
Well, as far as gelling is concerned, you've played 2 matches and you haven't yet been able to field the side that you would really put out as your first team, have you?
Well, that is right. That's another problem, another situation, is it, that we come to. You put nicely for me, which is injuries. And the busiest people in this football club pre-season have been David Williams, the trainer, the physio, and Newport Hospital, and Dr. Jones, Graham Jones. But that's something that once again, we've had to work. It's hampered our programme, no end. It's easing somewhat now and clearing up. Tony Pulis had a reserve game last night and will possibly play if there's no reaction in the first team on Saturday. Gary Emanuel, he's coming along nicely. He's been to see an osteopath. We are now just awaiting that report, but we're hopeful that he will be playing in the not-too-distant future.
Now, you had one experience against Bristol City in the Milk Cup this week, but in that defeat, what have you learned that may help you on Saturday?
We had a poor second half by our standards, after looking very good for the major part of the first period. City well deserved their win on the night. So there are 1 or 2 things that obviously we've worked at this morning, we've talked about, we've discussed, and we hope we will be more efficient at on Saturday.
As Newport have goalkeeping problems, they again borrowed their former keeper Gary Plumley from Cardiff. He had little to do in the 0-0 draw, but enjoyed playing at Somerton Park once again.
A great bunch of lads, and there's 1 or 2 new faces in the dressing room, but the backroom staff are still virtually the same. It's nice to be back. Nice to see nice to see old faces.
What was the reaction in the dressing room at the final whistle today, Gary?
We were pleased that after Tuesday's game, that because we got beat at Bristol City, we were pleased that we picked ourselves up and we gritted our teeth and we got stuck in today. It was a good performance by us, I think. We were unlucky. We had a couple of chances and we hit the post later on in the second half. goal disallowed. So overall, we were very pleased.
Let's look back on one or two of those incidents. I thought the first half that Shaw had to make a particularly good save.
The one down, I think, was
Carter and Lewis were involved in it.
John did very, very, very well on that one. If that had gone in, it might have been a different story. You know, who knows? We could have gone on from there. But as he did, he made a great save and kept them in the game.
Newport thought they'd put City out of the game just before half-time. Carter netted after Boyle headed down, but referee Ray Lewis claimed both Kent and Chamberlain were offside and interfering with play at the time. In the second half, Kevin Kent, one of 4 newcomers in the Newport side, showed his pace, only to miss narrowly with a fine effort. Newport were again out of luck when Phil Green hit a post with a spectacular diving header. The former Barrytown striker showed well when substituting for the injured Chamberlain. Very late in the game, Lewis set up Kent for what should have been the match winner, but again he shaved the wrong side of the far post. Cardiff City won't let Gary Plumley get cup-tied, so he won't face Bristol City in the Milk Cup tomorrow, but he feels it'll be third time lucky for Newport this time.
They're looking forward to it. God, yeah, they're looking forward to it. They're not disheartened by any means. Today was a good result for the lads.
And a little bit stuttery.
You don't think he's scoring a lot of goals, do you? That's fairly obvious.
That's for sure. That is one thing, of course, we need to do if we're going to win games and get ourselves going is to put the ball in the back of the net more. And at this moment in time, we're not doing it. So we'll have to work a lot more on it.
You had a couple of chances in the first half. Kevin Kent went close a couple of times, didn't he?
That's right. We could have scored, in fact, the first minute of the game, which was a very good move. And Kevin lobbed the keeper, and it went past the far post. But as I've said to him and to all the players, it's no good feeling sorry for ourselves. You know, we've got to turn these chances and half chances into goals. Otherwise, we'll be bemoaning our luck all season.
What about the goal Bournemouth scored tonight? Roger Brown near post again. Disappointed with the defence in that?
Oh, yes. We've detailed. I think it was Terry Boyle to pick him up in those situations, and you know, he didn't do it efficiently. The lads got it in the back of the net, but after saying that, you know, credit to him, to Roger Brown. He's possibly as good as any central defender in the Football League at set plays.
And in fact, it was another Bournemouth defender who picked up the second goal of the game, but not quite in the way he'd have wanted. Just when you wondered if Newport would ever score, Lyndon Jones got up to challenge for a high centre, and then did well to turn the ball back for Chris Sully, the Bournemouth left-back, to knock it into his own net. And then, for a while at least, it looked as if County might take all 3 points.
I think I win every game. But I thought we had our best spell then. We grew in confidence, and I thought we caused them a lot of problems. But we just couldn't turn that superiority then into goals. We knocked 1 or 2 very good crosses into the box, but we just couldn't finish it off. We had we had chances, I thought, to have gone 2 up. But there we say, we're going back to the old thing of putting the ball in the back of the net, and that's not easy.
Because you've always been known as an optimist in the game. You're quite confident you will turn the corner this time?
No one becomes manager of Newport County unless they're an optimist, I'll tell you. And for supporters and for people of Gwent, I came here when this football club was going out of the Football League. I think the bottom of the league, hadn't had a win in I don't know how many months, so the situation is not as bad as that. That's for sure. And we have still I'm still confident that we have the people. We've still got 1 or 2 injuries. I feel we have a good squad, but you can only have a good squad when they're all fit, when they're all playing, and competition for places. And as I say, oh yes, there's a long way to go. There's going to be no panic. There's no flapping. We need to do better. He's
it was smashing. You know, it was my home debut. Difficult game to make your home debut in against Swansea City, but you know, it was great to get a good result.
And of course, that opening goal early on in the game, that must have settled you down well, I should think.
Yes, you know, it's always very difficult, especially playing against someone like Wyndham Evans. You know, it was a very difficult opponent. It came just at the right time. I picked up the ball, a bit deep, come inside, and you know, the lad Tony Leeds made a great run, and I've just slotted it through for him, and he's knocked it in, and it settled the team down great.
And there was a period after that, for about 10 or 15 minutes, where really you could have had 3 or 4 more at least, but for Jimmy Rimmer, I think.
That's right, yeah. Well, Jimmy Rimmer, what can you say? He's still a great goalkeeper. You know, it just goes to show, you know, it doesn't matter how old you are, really, when you're playing in goals. Fabulous goalkeeper. well, what I can remember in the first 20 minutes there, we've had 3 corners on the trot where we could have scored from either of them. And, you know, it was getting a bit difficult, but well, glad, you know, we got the second.
I was going to say, were you a bit frustrated that you didn't add more in that spell?
Yes, the manager was very disappointed at half-time, Colin Addison. He had a bit of a go at us, which he was right to do. When you're that much on top, you've got to take advantage, and we didn't quite have that killer instinct.
In fact, Newport could have been 2 up at half-time if the referee had allowed that Neville Chamberlain effort. But instead, Mr. Spencer awarded Newport a free kick. Swansea posed little threat throughout the game, but their best moments came just before half-time. First, Barry Wellings brought a sharp save from Kendall. Shortly afterwards, they could well have levelled matters when Pascoe ran through strongly, only to be denied by Kendall once more.
You know, gladly we got the second goal.
I was going to say, that second one really sealed it then, didn't it?
That's right. You know, even after that, there was 3 or 4 chances we created. The lad Kent has missed a very good chance, really. Normally the boy would bury it, but full marks to Jimmy Rimmer again. He's made a fantastic save.
And as for Mr. Reid, what with 1 goal and then 2 hitting the bar, I mean, he could have had a hat-trick, really.
Well, I think they're going to hire the bar at that end next game for him. You know, he's hit the bar twice there. And he's a very good striker of the ball, and it showed today.
Now, a lot of people are going to look at the statistics of the game and see 5 bookings, including yourself, and 2 players sent off. But it was never really that sort of a game, was it?
You know, ridiculously. I'm not knocking the referee. You know, he's got a job to do, the same as we all have got a job to do. But some of the bookings, you know, I thought were diabolical. It is a derby game. There is going to be 1 or 2 tackles that are a bit naughty, and I'm sure the referee would have been better off just cautioning people, but he didn't even give people a chance. You know, he was just, the book came out, you know, every time there was a dodgy tackle, the book came out. You know, there was no injuries at all. I don't think the trainer came out for any injuries, really. And as you say, there's 5 bookings and 2 sent off, so it looks as though it was more like a fight from a Western film or something.
Talking about your own career, because you've come here from Birmingham where things haven't been happy for you, and yet you seem to be playing with so much confidence. How have you found that kind of confidence?
Well, you know, it's I've been away from Wales a little while now, and I've been to London, now to Birmingham. I'm a Welshman, and you know, it's great to come back. At the moment, I'm on a month's loan to Newport County. I've not hidden the fact that I would love to come back to Wales. What club it would be with, I don't know. If it was with Newport, if they made me a good offer, then so be it. But I just want to show the people, the public of Wales, that I can still do it. I'm 28 years of age, and I still think I've got a few years yet, you know, to go in me. And obviously, I've not forgotten about the Welsh team yet.
Has Colin Addison given you any indication how his thoughts are going?
Well, yeah, I think he's very pleased. It was a great start for me last week. I think there was a bit of pressure on. You know, I've come in, and the boss is obviously looking for that little something extra from me, and it was great to score on my debut. And I think you know, it settled me down really well. And the game today, I enjoyed it ever so much. Doing what I'm supposed to do, get crosses in, and creating chances for other people.
Exploded into action with 3 goals in the September. Fullback Trevor Matthewson, with his first for county, makes it 1-0 after 68 minutes. Within seconds, Newport almost went further ahead. After cries of handball, a delicate chip by Roy Carter looked a goal all the way, except that a vigilant linesman had spotted Neville Chamberlain in an offside position. Newport's pressure on the Cardiff Corries defence eventually did pay off. Striker Steve Cooper gets 2 bites at the cherry before making it 2-0. Corries were now in near disarray, and slack marking from a corner let in Newport skipper Terry Boyle to score with a powerful header. Cardiff Corries now rarely got into their opponent's half, and on the few occasions that they did, no support was available where it mattered. Another corner on the left led to County's 4th goal. Roy Carter wrapping up the scoring with a splendid header. The scoreline might have been even worse from Cardiff Corries' point of view, but for a splendid display from goalkeeper Tony Bird. Near the end, he saved well from Neville Chamberlain on a bone-hard surface of a pitch.
Welcome to Somerton Park for what promises to be yet another tough North-South Welsh Cup tie. Wrexham, of course, the bottom club in all the Football League, but as far as Newport are concerned, very much their bogey team in this competition. As a matter of fact, tonight they're on a hat-trick of consecutive wins in this competition, having won here last year and at the racecourse the year before. Well, the teams in Newport County who haven't played for the last 2 weeks have Roy Carter back after missing a couple of games with a groin strain. He'll take his accustomed place alongside skipper Terry Boyle at the heart of the defence. The team without midfield player John Lewis, who's suspended. His place on the left filled by John Relish. And on the other side of the pitch, David Giles, the only man to have played for all 4 Welsh Football League clubs. For Wrexham had a very good win at Halifax on Saturday. And they brought back their goalkeeper, their regular goalkeeper, that is Stuart Parker, who's missed a couple of games with an ankle injury. And they'll be captained by Steve Charles, who used to be a Sheffield United player. He came here in November for £10,000. But the man that Newport will be watching, pretty obviously, is Jim Steele, their big striker, whose size will always be a constant threat. And he's a man who can score goals as well, 12 in all, that innocent side. Well, conditions here, the night is mild, certainly. The pitch is a little bit tricky, to say the least, because it's soft on top, hard underneath, but in pretty good condition, considering the weather we've had. But it'll be a test of skill for the players on view.
Referee is Keith Cooper. Newport County kicking off. Away they go. Chamberlain for Newport County. Ball completely missed by Carter. Maybe a little danger. That is a beautiful goal. Scored by Andy Edwards out of absolutely nothing at all. The ball missed by Carter, picked up by number 7 Andy Edwards, and he simply let fly and beat Kendall. So Wrexham in the lead, 17 minutes gone. Again, the usual pattern in the goal area. Carter near post. Headed away by Mike Williams. Reed maybe with a chance. He's done well to control it. A good switch. And it was a good chance for Newport County. Missed by Roy Carter. Reed missed it. Challenge from Cooper. Relish. Pulis in the middle. So is Giles. And a chance surely for Cooper. And held off by Paul Constive. David Giles is with it. We've had 4 minutes of injury time. Well, at last it goes. And just the 1 goal separating the sides. Wrexham in the lead by a goal scored by Andy Edwards after 17 minutes. A goal which really caught Newport County out. There was no danger, but the lad let fly and scored a beautiful goal. The score at half-time then, Newport 0, Wrexham 1. It's Wrexham to restart, 1-0 in front. A jump by Cooper, maybe a chance again, and pulled down, and it's a penalty. Wrexham defence not liking it, but confusion in the defence steadily, and it was David Giles who was pulled down, giving Newport County a chance to equalise. Stuart Parker against Lyndon Jones, a man who scored 3 penalties for Newport County this season, and that's the 4th. It was nicely taken in the right spot. 1-1 it is. Okay, so sure. Cooper passed him for once. And feeling Giles very well. Cross coming in, a chance for Newport, surely. And put away. Tony Pulis. The crowd delighted as Newport take the lead. So midfield man Tony Pulis. And a perfect cross coming in from David Giles. A good Newport break, that one. And a good score for the home side. And 18 minutes gone in the second half. Quickly taken to Steele. There's the danger man. despite being 6'2", can twist and turn and deliver crosses like that. Rogers. That could be an own goal, and it is. Tony Reid. Well, I don't know what he was trying to do. Obviously, he wasn't trying to score. But whatever happened, whoever scored it, it's the equaliser for Wrexham. And 5 minutes left, no doubt. Relish waiting for it, so is Cooper. And the ball coming off Cunnington for a corner kick for Newport County, with the minutes ticking away. 90 seconds left. It's 2-all. David Giles with a corner kick. Cooper got the header in. Chamberlain's got the winner, maybe. Delight for Newport County supporters and the team. Trying to put it in, Neville Chamberlain from a corner kick. And the header on by Steve Cooper. 3-2 to Newport, and just 60 seconds left now. Charles to Steele. That's it. It's all over. It's been won by Newport County by the skin of their teeth. They're through to the semi-final. 3-2 it was. The goals for Newport County all in the second half. Lyndon Jones a penalty, Tony Pulis a header, and just before the end of the game, Neville Chamberlain. The scores for Wrexham, Andy Edwards in the first half after 17 minutes, and that own goal by Lee Reid. In the end, a good win for the Southern club. Newport County through to the semi-final. Newport County 3, Wrexham 2.
Promisingly enough, and it needed a desperate clearance from defender Roy Carter to prevent the home side from taking an early lead. Newport had beaten Swansea 2-0 at Somerton Park earlier this season, but the way the Swans came at them in this return, it looked for a time as if County were going to be run off their feet. The opening goal, though, came at the other end. Tony Pulis led a rare Newport attack, and he was felled in the area by Steve Mardenborough. The County fans were jubilant, and their joy continued after Lyndon Jones ran up to take the spot kick. 1-0 to Newport after what was virtually their first real attack of the game. That remained the score until half-time, and 5 minutes into the second, Steve Cooper missed an open goal with Swansea down to 10 men after David Huff had been sent off for a foul on Lyndon Jones. From this point on, it was Newport who did most of the pressing, and the Swansea City defence was under constant pressure for the remainder of the game. That effort from Lyndon Jones flying just wide. County striker Steve Cooper was the next to have a go at goal, and he scores. 5 minutes from time, a beautiful bit of football, mainly in number 4, Tony Pulis, gave Newport a highly satisfying afternoon. It's the midfield man's accurate cross which gives Neville Chamberlain a chance to make the final score. Swansea City 0, Newport County 3.